Listen to the Vibes, hosted by Coyote Knight. Listen in for some positivity and good times. The views and opinions of our guests may not necessarily reflect those of the host or the Vibes Broadcast Network. Listener discretion is advised.
Well, hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Listen to the Vibes. I have here Mr. Alex Ziwak. And if you recognize him, he's been on shows like Blue Bloods. I believe the movie was The Informer, if I'm not mistaken.
The Equalizer. I was on John Wick. I've been in The Drop with James Gandolfini. Pawn with Ray Liotta. And I want to thank you, Kyle, for having me today. I'm really looking forward to it. And hi, everybody out there.
Well, I appreciate you taking the time out of your day for this. And, we're mutual KISS fans. So,
Hey.
KISS fans stick together.
We stick it together. That's right. Boom. Oh, you got it on your hands. He's great.
I would show you the one down my leg, but then I'd have to get up on the chair.
Routine. Yeah. No, I get it. After that, that was it. That's it.
You got to see my loft because it's just nothing but KISS. Everything in there is from, the old 70s reel, what do they call the Viewmaster reels?
Oh, yeah.
To the Migos, the posters. And I keep telling my kids every year when they ask me what I want for my birthday or I want for Christmas, a KISS pinball machine. And you don't have to buy me nothing else.
I know, the ultimate, the KISS pinball machine. Yeah, I don't have that. I have a lot of stuff like you, but not the pinball machine. Yeah.
Well, my list has gone down to I need the pinball machine. I need the old record player, the little transistor radio and the trash can. I think everything else is just bonus.
Yeah, you got the lunchbox? Do you have the lunchbox?
I got the lunchbox with the thermos.
The thermos, okay, yeah. You got the little figures and stuff. Yeah, okay, cool. All right, good.
Oh,
you're
yeah.
Good.
I'm doing good, man.
No, you're doing awesome. Never mind, good.
my wife bought me some KISS underwears, and she's mad because I don't wear them. I put them on the shelf to go with everything else.
You got them hanging up. People come over and we go, isn't that supposed to be in the laundry room? No, that's where it's supposed to be.
It goes right there.
Right there. I love it.
Everything's got to be in there, man. Gee.
Right? You got to leave the underwear in there too. That's awesome.
So tell everybody where you were born, what you did as a kid, and how you got into martial arts and all that good stuff.
Sure. I was born in New Haven, Connecticut. And New Haven's known for, of course, its pizza, but Yale University. I grew up like every other kid. I was digging sports. I played basketball in high school. I grew up a Yankee fan. I love football. And what got me into the martial arts was something that me and my sister can do that it was more like individual type of thing, where like someone who does gymnastics or goes to boxing or swimming. And we went to a school in Connecticut, and then we joined and we loved it. And we've been with it ever since. And what we found out, it really wasn't just an individual sport, because now you're in a group of with other people in class. So it's like one big family. So it's like not one-on-one, it's like a group. And then I've been doing it for like 50 years now. And I started training in New Haven. And then my instructor had different schools throughout Connecticut. And then he had to leave for some personal business. And then I reached out to Grandmaster Heel Cho in Los Angeles, California. And this gentleman next to Bruce Lee has been on most magazine covers. And Bruce Lee has been on most, and Heel Cho has been on the next most. So I started going from Connecticut two times a year for about a week to work out with him. And that's where my technique started to evolve more and grow, because he was a traditionalist, but he was more practical and realistic, where before I never put in hand boxing techniques, and he incorporated jab, cross, left hook, uppercuts with the kicks. And I did Hapkido with Mr. Lee, but then he did more of that. So his philosophy, and he wrote a book, was called The Complete Martial Artist. So he liked to take different techniques, and that's what I adapted from him and incorporate to my students that felt were the most effective, that my students would benefit out of it. So if there was a technique from Hapkido or Jiu-Jitsu or something like that, and I can incorporate that into the curriculum along with the kicks and punch, then my students would be more well-rounded, and then be more better to handle themselves in a situation. Because like Taekwondo is known for a lot of kicks, and a lot of arts are just stand up, but they don't know what to do when they're on the ground. And you got a lot of stand-up people saying that, well, I'm not gonna end up on the ground. There's a good chance you're gonna end up on your ass. So you gotta know what to do. I'm not now, I mean, we don't practice every single night ground fighting, but we go over techniques. Now I tell people, that's great. If you wanna learn more, then go to a school that does it on a regular basis. And there are good schools like that. So I'm not one of these cats that are like, oh, this school's no good, that school's no good. We do this. And if you want to do a little bit more jujitsu, I'm not a jujitsu practitioner to do every day. I know moves from it, but if you want to do it and know it totally, go to a place where it does it on a regular basis. So I would like the students to be more well-rounded, know how to kick, know how to punch, know how to elbow, know how to knee, know what to do on the ground. Someone grabs them, joint manipulation, stuff like that against a knife and a gun, close range, on the ground. That's what I believe the students should be able to do. It's more practical, it's more realistic, and it's what's going to happen when you're outside in a real fight.
So what kind of moves do you have to keep an 8-month-old from headbutting me?
It's called arm length distance. Like this. You stay there, I'm here, okay? Palm push block. Here, go stay over there.
So you've been in Taekwondo for a long time, and how in the world did you get from doing that into doing acting?
Well, what happened was, when I was training in Los Angeles with Master Cho, he's done some movies. He was in the movie Best of the Best with James Earl Jones, and he played the coach of the Korean team. So there was Eric Roberts, and James Earl Jones was the coach of the American team. Master Cho played the coach of the Korean team. So he was involved with that whole group. Goldie Hawn's kids and Kurt Russell's kids trained there. So he was on Pico Boulevard and Wilshire then for a while. So he was in with all those people. So he suggested I get into it. He said, you have a unique kind of look. You should really pursue it. So I did. And I always kind of want to do it in the first place. So when I came back to Connecticut, I took pictures and did what everybody else did. And I did some soap operas back in the day. But then when 9/11 happened, it kind of like, it hit everybody really hard. And I just said, you know what? I'm just going to chill out for a while. This is just really awful what happened. I'm just going to stay close to home. But then my photographer and other people reached out to me and said, hey, what are you doing, man? You should look and get back into it. And I was like, okay, I will. So what happened was, we took pictures, but then I really identified and I created a character, because the pictures I took before were just like, then I was like, no, you're a killer, okay? So Jason took pictures of me in more roles of like me as a tough, kind of like mercenary type of person. So I was getting a lot of Russian gangster, Eastern European roles, because my father was Ukrainian, my mother is German. And so I would get all these roles, like in John Wick, The Drop with James Gandolfini. I played a Chechnyan gangster. Paul and I played Ray Liotta's right-hand man. So stuff like that. Then what happened was, I said, well, I want to do more than just these. Like,
Uh-oh.
All right.
Sorry, we can edit that.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
I can edit that, no problem.
yeah. So more than these thug roles, and I said maybe I should go scruffy. Okay, so a modeling agency I was with in Pennsylvania said, Alex, you'll get more print work if you go scruffy. And I wanted to go scruffy to begin with. So I got rid of the goatee, and then I got more roles, not as hardcore, but still got the gangster role, but a little bit more polished of a gangster. Like in Eastern Promises, Viggo Mortensen, you know, he had like the tie and so on and so forth, the hair slicked back, was clean shaven. So now I get roles more like that, and get more print roles. And on Blue Bloods, I'm an undercover detective, which when I first started, I had the goatee, but now I still can get away with it being scruffy. So that's how that whole thing evolved like that. So now rather than just doing being a prisoner or a killer, I can be the guy. I just did a audition for a Medicare Advantage commercial trying to sell So I've come a long way, I think, Kyle. One, I'm going to blow someone's head off, and now I'm going to sell you medical insurance. So.
Yeah, you know, I was feeling good about myself until I went to the mailbox and they were trying to give me an AARP card. So it's like, oh, am I getting that old already?
I get it. I rip it up and I throw it in the trash. No, I'm not ready for that just yet.
So, you know, 30 years ago, I started growing goatee and I kept it ever since. And man, my excuse is there's enough ugly in the world, so I'm trying to, you know, protect it.
It's a cool look. And I had it. But what happened was, it's such a cool look that it was more, I was getting a lot of biker roles, which there's nothing wrong with. I have a lot of biker friends and they're the coolest guys in the world and gals in the world, and tough guy roles. But I wanted to do a little bit more. So I said, let me go with the scruffy. And then I was able to do, like, I was getting doctor auditions and stuff like that, which in this business, you know, the more opportunities you have, it's only better for you, you know? So sometimes I miss the goatee.
Well, if you don't change it up, you're going to end up being in those stereotypical roles all the time. And, you know, you want to be a little more diverse.
Yeah, exactly. That's just it. I mean, I wanted to diversify, you know what I mean? Do this. So this type of look, I mean, when I worked with Al Pacino, and I didn't have a big role in it, I played a prisoner in the movie The Irishman.
I love that movie.
Yeah, they asked me, will you shave? I said, yeah, I'll shave. And then when I did the last John Wick, I had to do a promo photo shoot. And I went there with scruffy. And then the lady came up to me and said, Alex, you know, the director wanted to know if you would shave. Yeah, I'll shave, man. You know, it's going to grow back, you know, so I'm good with that. So I go with whatever, you know, they would like me to do. And then I had longer hair back in the day, which was cool. And I wore it in a ponytail, which was cool. And I had it for a long time. And then, you know, I just said, let me switch it up. And then I switched it up. It's just like, you know, even musicians, sometimes they switch up. I mean, you know, Bon Jovi switched up. Look how he looks now. I mean, you know, guys in Kiss, you know, sometimes the way they look with the makeup, they look a little bit different without the makeup, you know? So it's how it is, man. So I think it's cool. I always tell people, you know, just be yourself. If you want to have long hair, short hair, purple hair, tattoos. I even see kids that I train, they come in with a purple streak in their hair, you know, and I'm like, that's cool, man. That's cool. Or the kids wear like a fake tattoo, like the one boy, Joey, he had like a dinosaur. I said, oh, that's an awesome tattoo. So I'm not one to be like, no, you can't do this. Be yourself, man. Be yourself.
True.
Be yourself. Don't anybody ever tell you, you know, well, you shouldn't have longer hair or shorter hair, or you shouldn't ride a motorcycle, or you shouldn't do this or that. Do whatever you want to do, and just as long as be respectful and nice to people, that's what it's all about, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, man, these people are just too busy kind of trying to tell you what you should do. I have people with friends with tattoos on their face. I think it's great. guys and gals, hey man, it's what's in here, right, Kyle?
That's right. That's right.
What's in here?
The world, it seems to be forgetting, let people be their own individual selves. It doesn't matter what side of the fence you're on.
Yeah,
You
man.
should be able to come together, have a decent conversation, and then, meet some common grounds. I met a guy yesterday that I interviewed, and his political views are the exact opposite of mine, but we have so much other stuff in common.
Yeah.
And, we can, hey, I like this, you like this, we get along. But
Yeah. Right.
I don't understand when and I hate social media. If it weren't for the fact that I have to post stuff for the network, I probably would stay off of it altogether. But I
Right.
see people that have been friends for, 20, 30 years, and because one is for this politician, one's for this politician, now all of a sudden they can't be friends anymore. What happened to America, man?
I hear you. I'm with you on that. Yeah. Just, yeah, whatever your belief is, we can still be friends and you can care for one another. Just because you believe this side or that side doesn't mean I can't care about you. That's
Thank
just
you.
your opinion, man. Okay. I want nothing but the best for you. I just met you online today. Why would I want anything bad to happen to you? Just stay healthy, be safe. We're all one, man. We're all one. It's one country. Got to be together, love each other. It doesn't matter what ethnic background you're from, what religion, what skin color you are, man. We're all people. Just
That's
love,
right.
man. Spread love.
I tell
What you got to do.
people, I'm not
Yeah.
prejudiced. Some of my best friends are Houston Texans fans, so.
Houston, Texas fan. You're funny.
But on your journey, you've met quite a few people and made a lot of friends. Come
Yeah.
on, drop some names for us.
Okay. Well, you being a Kiss fan, you should know who Alice Cooper is, correct?
Heck yeah.
Yep. So I'm very good friends with the original drummer, Neil Smith. Well, they're in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. And he lives right here in Connecticut. Okay. Yes. And we became friends working on this movie that's on Amazon Prime called Desolation Angels, Rise of the Boas, which is directed by Jason Bird. And we hit it off on set, and then we hung out together. And then we would get together, him and I and Jay and another fella, AJ, and we would go and have a drink sometimes on a Friday, and then he would go back home to his girlfriend, and we would just get together and commiserate. And then Alice came to Connecticut, the Foxwoods Casino with the Hollywood Vampires, with Johnny Depp and Joe Perry and Matt Storm playing drums. And Neil was like, "You want to go?" And I was like, "Yeah, I'll go." And Jason and I went. So it was kind of cool sitting next to Neil Smith, watching Alice Cooper play, And being the drummer he is, I didn't want to embarrass myself and start getting into it. So I was just like that. So it was cool. And then we went back there and he introduced me to Alice and the other folks. And then they did a rehearsal because they were going to overseas to England to play with Alice. And I went, and Dennis Dunaway was there, Mike Bruce was there here in Connecticut, and I got to meet them. And I've been adopted, part of the Alice Cooper family, which is really cool.
That's freaking awesome. You know where they came up with the Hollywood Vampires, right?
What did Alice want to have some? What is exactly how they come up with that?
Well, I think it was from the Rainbow. The Rainbow out in Los Angeles.
Yeah.
I believe it was at the Rainbow. Him, Mickey Dolenz, Harry Nilsson, and who else was in it? There was somebody else, but there was like a special room above the rest of the bar, and they were like the only ones that were ever allowed to go in that room.
Okay.
And so it was like the Hollywood Vampire Club or something along that line, but that's basically where that came from. Can you imagine Alice Cooper and Mickey Dolenz from the Monkees?
I know, right?
And Harry Nilsson. I mean, come on.
Like, wow, that's crazy. No, it's interesting because, you know, Alice is out in Arizona and then Neil doesn't like the cold. So him and his lovely girlfriend that he's known been with for years, Rose, they go out there and stay, and then he'll go play with Alice, and then Alice will say, come on over, let's do some stuff. So yeah, it's really cool. And then, you know, hearing different things from Neil about the Who and the Rolling Stones and Jimi Hendrix and stuff, who are just all iconic. Growing up listening to that and still listening to it, I'm like, wow, this is really cool stuff. And he's a super nice guy, and he's always reached out to me. You know, when my mother passed away 3 months ago, he reached out to me, and you know, was really nice, along with a lot of nice people. So yeah, he's good people. Yeah.
I remembered somebody else that was in that group of guys that would go up there and drink. John Lennon.
Or John Lennon, yeah. Wow.
Freaking amazing. Can you imagine being a fly on the wall in that room?
I can't imagine, like, you know, Neil telling me about parties he went to with Mick Jagger, and, you know, Ronnie Wood would stay at his place in Connecticut when he was in the United States. And then, you know, when Neil, I guess, was divorced, you know, Alice, he was hanging out with Ace Frehley and stuff, different stuff with Ace. I mean, and then and Pete Townsend and Roger Daltrey and all these other people and stuff. And I'm like, that's really cool stuff, man.
Mind blowing. Oh
Yeah,
my God.
good stuff. Yeah.
Well, you know, and Ace and Peter, they're the two guys from Kiss that I haven't met yet. Man, one of these days.
Yeah, I've met Ace a couple of times. You know, he's really cool. You know, he's Ace is Ace. You know, he's funny. He's nice. I never met Peter. I've never met Peter. My friend has, but I've met Gene and Paul quite a few times. And with Paul, you know, when I run into, when we see him or he's doing an art gallery show or wherever, you know, we talk about kind of like what his book was about, you know, live to win, believing in yourself, self-confidence. So with that, Kyle, that's what I try to teach my students too. Believe in yourself, self-confidence. And Paul told me one time, he goes, whatever you're trying to achieve, even though you might not achieve it, as long as you've done it your way, you still win. You know, so maybe I'm trying to achieve a goal and I didn't exactly achieve that exact goal. I still won because I've learned about myself, and I went about it the right way, and I believed in myself, and I didn't try to take no shortcuts, and I didn't kiss anybody's butt. And KISS has always been about, I'm not kissing your butt. This is what we're all about. Take it or leave it. So we get into like deep conversations like that, you know, rather than, oh, that was awesome last night. You flew over the crowd and you did Love Gun on the platform, which is very awesome, by the way. But conversations like that, which are like really cool, you know, and like he has the painting called The Jester. And he said, Alex, we're all jesters, man. I was like, you know what? Yeah, because sometimes we might be portraying this look and deep down inside we're feeling another look. So yeah, it's really cool, you know, with Paul. And Gene has always been nice. He's funny. And who else? I met John Waite, who's always very cool and very nice.
Oh, John
Waite.
The Babies, man.
Babies. Wow, that album, The Babies, Back on My Feet Again. I can go on.
Head First.
Head First. Oh, he's really cool guy. Then I met Matt Sorm with Neil. Oh, Carmen Apiece and Vinny Apiece. So
Vanilla Fudge, man.
Yeah, all good stuff. So I feel very fortunate and blessed to be able to have good friends like that around me. And you know, people say, "Are those pictures that you took at Comic-Con with them?" I'm like, no, you know, they're my friends, and I run into them. You know, I hang out with Neil when he's around quite often with Jason, and then if Paul's in the area, New York, New Jersey, I'll go. You know, they're both living out in California, and me out here in Connecticut. So it's really cool as a child growing up, listening to Alice Cooper, Kiss, bands like that, and then, you know, meeting them and hanging out with them. It's really like a dream come true. So it's really awesome.
Oh, it would be for me because man, that's my life is music, you know.
Yeah,
You know,
that's what happened.
Go
I'm
ahead.
sorry.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
I started out being in a band, you know, and I was a singer in a band, and we had 2 guitar players, a bass player, and a drummer, and we would play our own stuff. We would play a lot of covers from Motley Crue to Kiss to Alice to Zeppelin to, like, I could, you know, back in the day with, you know, Rat and Poison, Black Sabbath. But you know how it is when you're in a band, you know, different people want to go in different directions and who has a different idea. And then sometimes someone doesn't feel like they're getting enough recognition. You know, the bass, the drummer is the, like, how can I say it, is holds that whole thing together, and the bass player, even though the singer and guitar player are up on the forefront. You know, you see Page, Plant, Simmons, Stanley, Jagger, Richards. But, you know, the drummers and the bass player are really the backbone too. So what happened was we just grew apart, and then I enjoyed entertaining. So I think that was just this natural progression into the acting is what I wanted to do. So I'm kind of like on stage. And even when I teach the students, I don't just teach kids, I teach adults too. You're in front of them and you're like on stage and you have to teach, and you have to know each child, their strengths and weaknesses, and how am I going to come across to this young boy or girl to get them to do what you would want them to do. Sometimes they come to class, they're lethargic, not into it, so you have to build them up. Some of them are not the most coordinated in the world, so you have to try to help them. So yeah, that's how it goes.
Yeah, the one thing that I've learned doing interviews is when you get somebody to number one, open up to you, you got to find what their interests are, you know, what makes them who they are. And when I deal like with, say, celebrities and whether it be sports actors, whatever, yeah, okay, we know you played for the Chicago Bears, or we know you're on this television show or this movie, but they don't always want to be known for that. They want to say, like, hey, there's more to me than just acting, you know. I like to play golf, or, you know,
Yeah.
whatever. And so that's why I leave the floor open for everyone. You talk about what you want to talk about. Okay, great, you're on television, but what else do you do?
Yeah, right.
And
Yeah.
that brings people's personalities at, and you got to kind of deal with kids that way too. It's like, okay, you're a 3rd grader, but what do you like to do? You know?
Exactly. I mean, there's more than just acting. In the martial arts, I've been doing a lot longer, and what I like to do is I enjoy watching football. I like working out. I like exercising. I like spending time with people. And I like just having my own downtime sometimes too, and just not just be by myself for a little bit too, because you need that shut off from everybody, you know, like, you know, people calling you, people texting you, people messaging you. And I try to get back to everybody, but sometimes it could be too much. And that's why I just shut off Facebook, and I just put my phone on vibrate or something and leave it on just in case it's an emergency or something like that. But it could be like too much. And it's just, I don't know how you can spend so much time just, you know, being on social media, because there's so much of life and things to see and do. You can't stick by your phone all the time, you know?
True.
So, you know, you got to have a balance in your life. That's what I believe. Yeah.
Well, it's important for you to have balance in your life in everything. You with work, with family, with you know, spirituality, and if you don't have that balance, then of course your life's going to be all haywire and out of whack.
Yeah, it's spiraling out of control. You have no structure, you have no direction. You're like all over the place. and I don't want to be all over the place. So I got all my ducks in a row. I do my martial arts, I do my acting, I have a balance, so I'm good.
And plus, you need to know who's really in it to be your friend or who's in it for, oh, I got some clout because my friend's Alex, man, he's on
Yeah,
TV. And
I get that a lot. I get that. You're right, Kyle. I'll friend somebody and they'll send me a message. Hey, oh, not even say hi. How are you? I like what you do. Oh, can you introduce me to your manager and agent? I'm like,
of
dude,
course,
like, really? I'm like, dude, like maybe if you came across like, hey, how's it going? Nice to connect. I'm an actor. I was hoping that maybe you could point me in the right direction. I seen you've done this and that. You know, I'm gonna try to help you out, man. But you're coming on here. I'm like, yo, man, you only came to say hello, whatever. Boom, block, gone. Yeah, I get that. And it's like, dude, man, you know, I worked hard to get to where I am. You're just gonna jump on Facebook and send me a message like that. That's why you probably
exactly.
don't have an agent, and you probably don't have a manager, and you probably won't, because you don't know how to go about things. You don't have no humility. You know, who are you? What do you think you are? Like, Robert De Niro or Al Pacino or someone or Meryl Streep? No, you're not. So get over yourself. You're not Clint Eastwood, so get over yourself. So yeah, that happens, Kyle. It does.
Yeah, I try to be careful when I make friends. Like some of my friends are like on that show Ghost Hunters, and I mean, we're not like oh, we hang out all the time kind of buddies, but we talk. We don't talk about the paranormal all the time. We talk about, hey, what's the best pancake recipe or something goofy like
Yeah.
that. And I try not to take advantage of them, but every once in a while there'll be something that'll happen. Like a friend of ours came to stay last weekend, and they've been through hell and back again. COVID hit their family.
Wow.
The dad got laid off. They're barely scraping by, and the kids, they're not getting all the cool stuff all the other kids are. I mean, they're getting fed, but still. And the little girl, she's about 13, big fan of Ghost Hunter. So I got a hold of my buddy. I'm like, hey, you just talk to them because they've been through a lot.
Yeah.
And I hate taking that advantage of them, but
Yeah. No, I got you. Yeah, I feel you. I know. I'm the same way. I know. I hear you. It's the same thing here. I mean, some of my students, the adult students, just don't train for the self-defense. They train for because they have a lot of stress in their life. Okay, they have a lot of stress in their life and anxiety, and what they want to do is help me control that stress and anxiety, because a lot of them have pain in the heart and pain in the head. So that's why they take the martial arts. So it's not just about kicking and punching. It's about helping them get through life and difficult situations, because some of them have a hard time doing that. And I have students that have told me that point blank. If it wasn't for you, I probably would have ended everything. So it gives me hope, gives me purpose. I have direction. I have somewhere to look forward to, and I feel so much better about myself. So, and that's what majority of the martial arts teach. But it will be whatever is your style you're into. You know what I mean? It instills that self-empowerment, humility, respect, so on and so forth. That's what true martial art instructors teach their students, and what a real martial art is all about. They're not just kickers and punchers. Anybody could be a kicker and puncher. You can go and buy a bag and put it in your basement or in your garage and kick and punch it, but you have no philosophy or anything like that. So that's where I'm coming from. But I hear you. I deal with the same thing here.
yeah, you just want somebody you can just talk to, and you don't have to worry about them going, oh man, can you give me tickets? Can you help me meet so and so? Blah 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 blah. Come on, man, I just need a friend. You know what I mean?
I get it. Right. And it's frustrating as all heck. Oh, can you get me a picture from Tom Selleck? no, I can't get you a picture of Tom Selleck because I'm working, okay? And I'm not a fanboy, okay? I work there. And can you get me, no, they're all very nice. I work there, okay? So they don't get it. Oh, can you hook me up with this? I had one guy reach out to me. If you introduce me to your agent and when I go for an audition, I'll give you a cut. I was like, dude, like, what are you talking about, man? I go, it doesn't work that way.
Funny.
Oh, well, blocked him, you know? So there's a bunch of wackadoos out there. You know, sometimes you want to be nice to someone, and next thing you know, they want something from you. Everybody knows you because you have something they need and they want. But when you don't have it anymore, they don't want to know you anymore. So that's what happens a lot. But then you get few people just like you and are very nice and wish you all the best. So I try to keep my circle of friends like that.
Yeah, you got to keep that circle kind of small, unfortunately.
Yeah.
But
Yeah. I mean, I have Wilfredo here, and Jason and Neil, and AJ. I'm friends with, you know, some martial art instructors. This gentleman, Mike Conroy, and people up north, in Massachusetts and stuff, and all my friends in New York. But you know, who do I talk to? A few people during the week. That's it. And that's good with me. You know what I mean? You got to be careful. Sometimes who you think is your friend is not really your friend. You know,
That's
a
right.
lot of times people they got an angle. Everyone's got an angle. They know you until they get what they want. And then you don't hear from them and see them anymore. So I know that firsthand from experience. It's not going to change who I am or my spirit, but I'm just going to be a little bit more conscious of that and aware of that.
And I'm like you. I still like helping people and doing stuff for folks. Anytime I can help somebody out, it makes me feel good. But you got to kind of watch. You know, there's times you got to weed people out, and sometimes it's hurtful because you expected more from them. But you do what you got to do, man.
You know, you're right, Kyle. You got to do
Yeah.
what you got to do. You got to protect yourself. You're right, man. You got to protect your heart. I don't have time for that nonsense. I don't want to go through that. 1, 2, that's enough. No more. No more, man.
So, do you know Adrian Paul?
Adrian Paul. That sounds so familiar.
He was the Highlander back in the 90s.
Oh, I know of him. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, see, I could see me and him being friends because when I met him, we spent 20 or 30 minutes talking about ways to take care of our arthritis. So.
Okay. Trust you me. Look at Kyle. Those years of kicking and punching, I've got some arthritis too. Trust you me. I feel it, brother. You know what I mean? When you've been doing it as long as I have, and it's not a comfortable feeling. Trust you me. So sometimes when I get up from a chair, it's like, oh, yeah. So that's no joke, for real. That's no joke, man. So, you know, we're blessed. You know, I try to look at it, you know, a lot of people have it worse off, you know, but, you know, there's things out there that can help us and people that can help us. So that's kind of like how I look at it. So I hear you, brother. I hear you.
So when you have people come to your school, I'm assuming some of them have things like depression, anxiety, PTSD. What are those words of advice that you're able to give them to keep them on the right path?
Well, first, when they get into class, that's a great question. A lot of them are very self-conscious to begin with, and they're anxious. So I try to calm them down by saying, you're not competing with the next person. You're competing with yourself, okay? And I say, we're all here together. So everybody's here to help you. I'm here to help you. The other instructors and the other people are here to help you. So it calms them right off the get-go. And then when they're doing techniques, if they're not doing it correctly, I have a certain tone with them and I explain it to them. And I make sure all our instructors are great in how your tone is with somebody can affect how they feel about themselves too. So if I'm sharp like that, they're going to get really nervous and more angst up. If I'm like, okay, look, you did it this way, I can see why. try it this way because it'll work a little bit better. So they're not all tensed up. And then I also tell them that no matter what belt color is in here, everybody's treated the same way, okay? Because it could be intimidating because you have higher rank black belts and advanced belts, and here I come in as a beginner. I said, yes, we respect the level that they're at, but we're all the same, because when you take the belts off, it's all the same. And with the, even my instructor used to say, you know, you'll be a black belt, someone's a green belt. When you're in a fight, you're not wearing your belt. It's the technique that matters, okay? So if you know your stuff and you've trained properly, then you can handle yourself, you know? So that there in itself kind of like calms them down, and I'm very open. They can interact with me. I'm not like, well, you know, make an appointment and talk to me. You can talk to me whenever you want. And then they look forward to coming, and they feel better about themselves more and more and more. So that's my method of doing it like that.
Yeah, and to be a good leader, you really have to get to know people on an individual basis. As a supervisor for years, when I'd have to go and either correct somebody or, you know, tell them how to do something, then I had to know that person in order to get the best out of them. Because some people, you can go up there and you can scream at them and they can take it, and then there's the other ones that are like, you know, they want to quit, and then there's some you got to almost have to baby in a way.
Oh yeah, no, you're right. There's some that I can say, no, do it again. You know, that's not right. What kind of black belt does it like that? Do it again. Someone else would be like, you have to have a different tone because they're more sensitive, and so you have to realize these people how they are, so on and so forth. Yeah.
And I don't want to give up on anyone. You know, some people have this attitude of, you know, don't baby everybody. Okay, yeah, I get that, but if you don't give somebody that confidence to get to that level where you don't have to baby them anymore, well, you know, you don't give up on them. Work with them, and eventually they will get the confidence.
They will get the confidence. I've seen that so much with kids that come in. I had one boy start off, Kyle. His mother told me that when they would go to the restaurant, when the waitress would ask him what he wanted, he wouldn't say. He wouldn't talk. Then he started training. Then he started to tell the waitress what he wanted. And then he started going to competitions and competing and standing in the middle of the ring and saying, my name is so-and-so, this is the form I want to do for you today. So it built up his confidence immensely, okay? I have and still have a young boy who but he always looks on the floor a lot. And I'm saying, no, look up. I want to see your face, man. You're a good looking dude, man. And he's like maybe 10 or 11 years old. I say, man, I wish I looked as good as you. And then he looks up and he smiles and stuff. And I'm like, yeah, that's what I want to see. I said, you can't, if you're trying to kick or block, if someone's trying to bother you and you're not looking at them, you can't see. You can't block. You don't know where to strike. So that's why you got to look up. Oh, yes, sir. And you know, he's going to feel good about himself. So a lot of times with kids, like I have this one little girl, she's all off. She's like all over the place. I go, what's the matter? Well, I find that when I take a break and talk a little bit, I have more energy. So she's like 6 years old. I'm like, okay, so let's do some techniques, some kicks. Okay, back leg, front snap kick, reverse punch. Let's do this, that, and okay. So how was school today? Oh, it was great. We did this and that and that. And I had this for lunch. And then we're like, okay, I said, okay, let's go back to train. And then she was like, did a complete 360. Where before she was just, so you have to find a way, like you said, to build them up and not give up on them. And so that's what you do, and that's what I try to do too.
It's so easy to give up on folks. The hard part is to build them up. You know, look past your own ego and build other people up.
Yeah, just get over yourself, try to put yourself in their shoes. Okay. What if that was you that was
Hmm.
battling anxiety or battling depression? When people say, oh, just get over it. No, you don't understand it. Don't tell someone that. That's some deep stuff. Okay. So try to help them. Okay. What if you were going through that? Or what if that was your son or daughter that was having a hard time concentrating or paying attention, looking on the floor? I mean, I've had parents come in and cry and thank me for helping their kids. Because imagine being in a restaurant and asking your son or daughter, the waitress, what would you like? And he's not saying anything. That's hard, and then to hear that I've helped them, and I'm sure I'm not the only one. Tons of other instructors have done the same thing. There's a lot of great instructors out there. We try to build them up, make them feel good about themselves so they can handle themselves out in the world. What's going to happen when they go to college and the professor says, here, this paper you need to do over again. You're going to fall apart? I mean, what are you going to do like when you go to work and you have a deadline to do? So it develops the confidence, the perseverance, the drive that I can do this, and I'm not going to let anybody stand in my way. And I'm going to feel good about it too. Yeah.
Well, you get something out of it because you get
Yeah,
to see the accomplishment of others.
exactly. I like the kickboxing fitness class I have in the morning. I mean, there's one woman that does it and she loves it. And before she did it, she thought like, well, I'm maybe getting too old and I'm not cut out for this. But once she started doing it, she feels amazing and she doesn't miss a class. So that's what it's all about. Try to help other people and feel good about yourself. Not for this putting people down. Life is good. Like Kiss
That's
says, you
right.
got to celebrate, rock and roll all night and party every day. Someone said you got to celebrate life, man.
That's right.
You go to a Kiss show, it's all upbeat and it's all happy and having a great time and it's all positive stuff. Believe in yourself. Don't take shit from anybody.
That's
You
right.
know, People try to knock you down. Oh, you can't look. Why do you have hair? Like, no, believe in yourself and you can do it. And that's the attitude that I adapted and grew up with. And I try to instill that not just in my students and just people I meet every day. That's
And
what it's all
don't
about.
and don't forget, God gave rock and roll to you.
God gave rock and roll to God gave rock and roll
Roll
to
to ya, gave
rock
rock
and
and
roll
roll
to
to
you.
ya. Put it in the souls of everyone.
Boom. Gotta love it.
Hell yeah.
Grab that guitar over there. I gotta show you something.
Uh-oh. Don't tell me you got a Kiss guitar. Oh no.
Gene Simmons to Alex, Rock On, Paul Stanley, Eric Singer, and this is when Gene signed it to Alex, Rock On, Kiss 93, Eric Singer, Paul Stanley.
Oh man. It was, let me see, 93. That, trying to think who the guitar player was at the time because they'd gone through so many.
Was it Bruce?
I think it was Bruce
Bruce
Kulick.
is a nice guy. I met Bruce a couple of times. He's a really nice guy, down to earth. He was a really cool guy. His brother Bob just passed away a little while ago.
Yeah, I saw
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, he
Man.
played with Paul when Paul was doing his solo thing. That's too bad. Yeah, Bruce is nice. I actually met Vinnie Vincent a couple of times too. He's an interesting character.
Yeah, he's probably, I'm sorry to say this, he's probably my least favorite person that's ever been in Kiss.
Yeah, me too. Me too. I mean, he had some nice licks, and but he, like they said, he was his worst enemy. So, you know what? He's a mess. So, but anyways, yeah. The original members, I wish they would have all gotten together and played. You never know. There's little rumors going out that they might end it in different locations, maybe with all four.
Yeah, I have to say Tommy Thayer is a really awesome guy.
I met Tommy Thayer when he wasn't in Kiss, when he was doing the conventions.
Oh, no way.
Yeah, when he was like, you know, helping him out and stuff. But he's a nice guy.
Yeah, I really liked him. You probably already know this, but you know, when Vinnie Vincent had the Vinnie Vincent invasion, his record company just didn't like him and kept all the members of his band and got rid of him, and that's how Slaughter got started.
Oh, Slaughter, yeah. And I remember I went to see Kiss one time, and Slaughter was opening up that tour. Look, I don't know what's going on with Vinny. If they do that to you, that says something about you, you know. And then he's been saying that he's gonna do a tour or do something, and then nothing ever comes out of it. So I guess he's got to figure that out. I don't know, you know. I mean, I don't know. I met him a couple of times. He was always cool, but it seems to be that I don't know. There's different things that are going on with him and in the past, so that's a whole different deal. Eric Singer's really cool.
Yeah.
Eric Singer is mad cool. He's a really cool guy. You know who was really cool? Rest in peace. Eric Carr was cool, man.
I wished I could have met him.
Eric Carr, man. I was like, Eric, man, what kind of cologne you got on, man? That's some good stuff. This is a female's cologne I wear sometimes. It smells so good. Well, man, you smell good, man. I got to get me some of that. And he was mad cool.
I still have a full bottle of Kiss cologne.
Yeah. Kiss cologne, man. They have it all.
Oh yeah, condoms, caskets. I mean, you name it.
You know, they get you coming and going. I'll tell you.
Good one. That's,
oh, you know. Yeah, awesome. Yeah,
I've met some pretty cool celebrities through the years. He was one of those I wished I could have met.
He was a nice guy, always very approachable, nice to all the fans and stuff like that. He just, it's a shame, you know, and he still wanted to play, you know. When was that? Was it during Revenge? Or
gosh, that might have been the last one. Because I mean, I know the heyday was when they were doing Heaven's on Fire, and
yeah.
Let's see, that was, and then I think Asylum came out after that. Maybe Asylum was the last one.
I think Asylum. I went to his funeral, actually, Eric Carr's, at the church, and then he's buried in the mausoleum. And Gene and Paul were there. Ace was there. Really sad deal. I remember that. Yeah. He died the same day Freddie Mercury died, I believe. Yeah. Hey, life is short. I'm grateful, you know, just
enjoy it while you can, man.
Right, brother. Enjoy it while you can, you know. Yeah. So
if people want to like find you on the web, how do they go about doing that?
Sure. You could find me on Facebook, Alex Ziwak, Ziwak. I'm on Instagram, Alex, with the, what do you call it on the bottom, the little line, Ziwak. And
underscore.
Underscore, Ziwak. And then those two places mainly you can find me at. And I'd love to be friends with you and follow what I do, and I can support you in what you do. I'm a big proponent of supporting one another. It's not all about me. It's all about us. That's what I tell the students. It's not all about you. Sometimes when we're in class, Kyle, and we're doing stuff and someone's having a hard time and I'm slowing the class down to try to help them, and some of the people like want to jump the count, and I'm like, you have to realize who's in the class. It's not all about you. And I'm not trying to be mean or anything, but be conscious that there's someone in the class having a hard time. And you have to realize that and know that I'm not going to go the normal cadence because this person has their left foot out when I'm supposed to have their right foot out. So I try to make them be aware. So it's not all about me. It's all about us and we. And if we can support each other in what we're doing, everybody benefit out of it, not just me. So I really enjoyed this podcast with you, Kyle. I just made a new friend in Texas. There's someone that I can talk with, hook up with. If you need anything in Connecticut, you just reach out to me. I got a friend in Texas. We just connected. And it was awesome. I just lost track of time, man.
You come out to Austin and we'll take you sightseeing.
Awesome, man. I look forward to it, brother. That'd be great. No, thank you. Yeah.
Take you into Round Rock and get you a world famous Round Rock donut.
I'm down with that. I'm used to the Dunkin' Donuts up in here, so it's all good. I'll try that.
Well, when I first moved to Cedar Park, my wife had lived here before, and she was telling me you got to try Round Rock donuts. Okay, and sure enough, they're really, really good. But they've been on some one of those cooking channels or whatever, so that's why they're world famous.
Are they what are they known for? Like being big or something?
They have a chocolate donut that is bigger than your head.
Man. Okay.
I don't know how, but my son-in-law, when he comes up here, he gets one and he eats that sucker all by himself. And I'm like, I would be in a coma.
I would too, man. That's crazy. Awesome.
All kinds of cool stuff to do, but let's plug your school.
Okay, I'm teaching at North Haven Park and Rec, Lindsay Street, North Haven, Connecticut. And you can find me on Zoom, okay? Just message me. I can give you the member ID number, the passcode, and you can join in. I'm offering a fitness kickboxing class every Tuesday, Thursday morning, 6 to 7, and 9 o'clock in the morning on Saturdays, and kids class Monday through Friday, 5:30 to 6:30, adult class 6:30 to 7:30. Jump in, let's have some fun. And, I can help you in a lot of different ways, not just kicking and punching.
You can beat somebody up for me?
Yeah, we could talk after this, yeah. The price is right, bro. Everything, well, you're a KISS fan, so maybe we'll work something out. Okay?
Maybe I have something in there that you need.
Yeah. Barter, Yeah.
Hey, this was fun. I have to say, it really was. I enjoyed this.
Wow. I'm glad. Thank you. I had a really nice time. And again, thank you for having me. This was awesome. And thank you for everybody that's listening and watching, man. And Kyle, you're the man, really. When I do these things, you're welcome. When I do these things, sometimes, I never met the person. Last week I did a nice interview with this woman, Tina. She was awesome. And yourself, I'm like, walk away from last week and today. And I'm like, and Freddie will be here right now. And I'll be like, that was really cool, man. That was cool. I really enjoyed myself. So thanks again, Kyle. Stay well, stay safe, brother. Thank you.
Thank you very much. And I appreciate everybody that watches. Thank you for the support, and continue to check out all the cool videos and interviews we have going on.
All right, brother. Thank you.
We hope you enjoyed this episode of Listen to the Vibes. You can catch us on Buzzsprout or wherever you listen to your favourite podcasts, and on YouTube. Follow us on Facebook at The Vibes Broadcast Network and on Instagram at The Vibes Broadcast.